Welcome everyone. This is our good friend here, Mary Montalongo, and she has come to teach us about sanitation. When stuff hits the fan, we want to be on the right side of it. Okay.
That was good.
She's going to teach us some things that we need to know, because I think a lot of people discount the subject and you don't want to get stuck not knowing what to do in the situation. So we're excited to have Mary here to teach us about this.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
Well, this is a subject that we don't really want to know about, but we need to know about it because it will save our life and our family's lives and our neighbors' lives. And because we're kind of limited on time, we're going to do one segment now and another segment the next time. I'm going to do the cleaner segment today, and the more ickier ones the next time. The ickier one's even more important. You'll find out why. Sanitation's not always as clean as the word sounds. So, how well prepared you are will make the event, whatever the event is, either an adventure or a tragedy. So, what affects your neighbors is going to affect you. Whatever affects your community is going to affect your neighbors and you, right? Because we're all a community. That's what we have to think about when we're planning and preparing, and how we live every day. Because if you're kind and helpful to them now, they will be there for you later. So you don't want to make enemies of your neighbors. You want to be friendly so that you can have each other to help. Cholera, dysentery, and typhoid are just around the corner. And how well you are prepared will decide if it will be an adventure or a tragedy. So I used to think that typhoid and cholera were just in, back in the dark ages, or at least, up to the late 1800s. And in other countries still suffer with it. Our country has learned a lot about sanitation and the diseases it causes, and has come a long way. But if you have a major event and the electricity goes down, grid goes down, your plumbing, everything else is going to stop in 3 days. You have 3 days to figure it out. And in those 3 days, big things are happening. You're not going to have time to figure it out or have the mindset to do so. It's better to figure it out now and what to do. So, E. coli is also all around us. We probably already know that. It's just that when there's too much of it, we get sick. Giardia and Salmonella are other bacteria that come around when things happen like that. So we need to think now of multiple cleaners with multiple uses, because we need to keep things clean. Liquid chlorine, it does not kill Giardia. So if you think of liquid chlorine as being the greatest thing for disinfecting, it really isn't. It's also very toxic, and it has a short shelf life. So ammonia is probably better than chlorine. It's a nitrogen product, and there is a product, I wish I had my things to show you, but they're in storage. So maybe next time when I give this class, I will have all those things. But it's called Steramine. Steramine is in a little white bottle with blue writing. I got mine on Amazon.com. It's in tablet form. There's like 100 tablets in a bottle, very reasonably priced. And that is an ammonia product, but it is less toxic because it doesn't bother your lungs or your hands. You can spray it on the toilet, on surfaces, and it won't be toxic. It's cheap to use. 1 tablet in 1 gallon of water will go a long way. And if there's 100 tablets in 1 bottle, you're doing pretty good. So you put it in a spray bottle and just spray your surfaces and clean them. It stores well. If you keep the cap on it, they're just tablets, right? So it'll keep well. And it is a small bottle, so it don't need a lot of storage space. But so people who have problems with storage space might think of this product also. So, one thing to remember with chlorine and ammonia is, don't mix them together and use them together. And don't store them near each other. Why? Because you have a chemical reaction. Some people get really, I mean, everybody could get really sick. I know someone who was pregnant and cleaned her stroller with bleach, but it didn't get clean, so she went and used ammonia, and she got really, ammonia, yeah, she got pneumonia. Pneumonia. So, a really great disinfectant is vinegar. That is a safe one, and white distilled vinegar doesn't have as much odor, if that matters to you. It's a great sanitizer, and its other uses now are laundry and food preparation, and it neutralizes caustic chemicals like lye when you're making soap. They say have some vinegar near, and I've made soap several times, and I have put vinegar on my skin when I felt a spatter, and it goes right away. It's also used for a lot of health properties. So it's good to have something like that that has multiple uses there and ready to use. Hydrogen peroxide is a great cleaning aid. It's also good for first aid. You keep it in a cool place, it will have a long shelf life. Spray your surface with 3% peroxide with water, mixed with water. Clean your surface. Then go back and clean with 5% vinegar mixed with water and clean again. Have you ever heard of doing double cleaning on bacteria for bacteria purposes? Because some bacteria needs both kinds of cleaners. So, and if you don't have peroxide, you can use the vinegar and you can use the steriline. And then you'll have two different cleaners doing double duty.
How does it, once you put it in water, how long does it keep?
You know, the Steramine?
Uh-huh.
I don't know, but you wouldn't need to mix it or use it until you're gonna use it, you know what I'm saying? So if you wanna have one bottle that you use regularly, like I do, and then you keep some bottles in storage with the lid on and not ever open, they'll last forever. The one that you've opened, I think it will last. I've had mine over a year.
So you don't have to use the whole gallon right away? Okay.
No. Yeah,
It
or,
would be good to check on that.
I
Just,
wonder if you could chop the tablet in half, if you're having a problem with that. You know, chop the tablet in half and use a half a gallon. That might be better.
yeah.
Like with a pill cutter, you know, those little pill cutters you pick up at the pharmacy?
Or, yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
Or
I
give
do.
it to your, or make it and then put it in bottles and give it to your kids to use. That's a thought,
Yeah.
if you don't wanna waste it. GSE is a product I learned about when I came here. I didn't know about it till I moved here. It is grapefruit seed extract. It's a great product. It's an all-purpose cleaner with multi-purpose uses. It's good for humans and animals, external and internal. You can wash fruits with it, veggies, meats, poultry. You can clean your counters and toilets with it. You would dilute it a little bit because it is very concentrated. 5 drops in a glass of water, let it sit a few minutes, and it's purified. It's also great for diarrhea. When you have a situation like that kind of an event where you're living very differently than you did before, you're going to probably have a problem like that. What's nice about GSE, it's in a container this big. It's awfully pricey, so it's something that you wouldn't want to use every day, but you can put it in your backpack, in your 72-hour kit, and then when you're on the go, you have something. You can also use it as a hand sanitizer. Just like you would with a hand sanitizer, you don't even have to rinse your hands. It's a good product to have. Iodine purifies water, but some people are reactive to it. Another thing to know is that it's used in making illicit drugs, so you don't want to buy it in quantity. If you buy it in quantity, DEA will show up at your door, and you don't want that. So the wonderful thing about iodine is 1 ounce purifies 200,000 gallons. Food grade diatomaceous earth. Has anyone heard of this? I didn't know. Now people who have pools know because it goes in the pool filter. But this is food grade. You don't want to get the pool filter kind, because you can ingest it.
What is that?
It's called diatomaceous earth. Is it on your items list?
Not on the
I'm
front
not
page.
seeing it.
No.
Some things aren't on here that I talk about, and some things are on here that I don't talk about.
No, it's not on here.
Okay,
So maybe what is?
it's
how do you spell it?
DIATOMACEOUS. And get food grade
Diatomaceous
earth.
earth.
So, Permagard is the brand, is a good brand that's been tried and tested. Harbor Alliance, I don't know if you've heard of Harbor Alliance, this is who I found out about this from. They have a website that you can purchase this from.
Harbor what?
Harbor Alliance.
Alliance.
not safe harbor?
It could be, yeah, it's Safe Harbor Alliance, but I think isn't the website Harbor Alliance or something, .com? So, diatomaceous earth can be spread around the house, because now we're thinking, you're gonna have a pest problem, right? When things like this happen and you're out and the bugs are all out in force because they wanna eat, I guess, I don't know. But this earth, this special earth, gets into their joints and it kills them.
It's
It-
good for
Yeah,
ants or roaches.
yes,
So we could use it now for all those little ants that are coming out in the spring.
yes, yes.
Well, and it's not toxic to you to eat, but you don't wanna breathe it in because,
It'll get into your lungs because it's,
yeah, and it'll
yeah, got the filtering
not be
stuff.
good.
And, let's see, it's also good for the grains and seeds to keep the bugs out of them. You can still sprout because it's non-toxic. And it's actually healthy to consume. Let's see, animals and humans both can consume it. In fact, it kills parasites. It also will get rid of the chemicals in your body.
Ooh, that's big.
Cows produce more milk when they eat it, and it prevents hoof rot, for those people who want to know that. It also slows and stops diarrhea. Good to know. So now we're going to talk about personal protection and personal hygiene. And I'm going to go kind of quick because it's just so much information. Potable water, it's not necessarily safe to drink, but it's good for cleaning and watering your garden and using it for those purposes. Cleaning your body short term, it's called a shower in a box, which is those wipes that you buy.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be careful because some of them have fragrances that you're allergic to. Also, what else is the other thing? Oh, Amway used to sell Cozy Kids, and that's the one that they tried on Safe Harbor Alliance and said it was the best. It lasted the longest. No?
Cozy Kids wipes. We got some of those from the hospital or something, and they were awful. They're like trying to use newspaper.
Amway?
They were called Cozy Kids. That's all I know, and I did not like them. Whether they're
So I think Amway, does Amway go into hospitals and
this
things?
may not have been the Amway ones, but they were called Cozy Kids, and
Oh, wow. Well, I tried to find them and I couldn't, I don't know if they even make them anymore. So what you need to do is if you want to try storing these, try a few different kinds and maybe test and see how long they last stored in your storage.
also Huggies wipes are usually they may have fragrances, but they're not sticky when you clean yourself with them, because some wipes
That's
leave
good
a
to know.
stickiness that you feel yucky. Huggies are good wipes. They
That's
don't
good to
feel
know.
sticky.
Also, there are recipes with essential oils, if you have essential oils in your, your food storage, that you can make awesome wipes. But you do need to have the tissue too. And so we can do a recipe for that.
So keep your fingernails cut close and brush under the nails. That's a really good thing because your hands always get around your face, and I know my mom has leukemia and her doctor said that that's the most important thing is keeping your hands clean because that's where you pick up a lot of stuff. So bar soap, it's less desirable than liquid soap because bacteria attracts to it. However, I have stored bar soap since the beginning of time, and it's still good. I've looked at it, and it stays good. So if you have it, use it. Just don't use it maybe as long. I don't know. How long does bacteria build up on it? I don't know. That might be something to Google. So hand disinfectants, Do not get the ones with isopropyl alcohol because it's toxic. Get the ones with ethyl alcohol. So,
Good to know.
colloidal silver, I don't know if you've tried it, but it's wonderful to gargle with when you have a sore throat. It's great for medicinal purposes. You can even take it every day. It shortens the life of the cold.
It's very expensive.
It's very expensive.
Where do you buy it?
Health food store.
Sometimes Emergency Essentials has it on sale.
Huh?
I've gotten it on sale there, but it is expensive, and when you go to like Good Earth, it's like $25. And so I get the littler bottle that doesn't last as long, and you're better off probably getting the bigger bottle, but yeah, it is expensive. But once you start using it, you don't want to get sick for a long time, you know, you've kind of turned into a baby. And it's also good for wound care, so it's good to have it in your storage even if you don't
It's
use
really
it.
good for burns.
Yeah, and I don't know how long its shelf life is though. It might be something you can Google, who knows. Keeping your clothes clean is important. There is a eco-friendly formula that Bonnie and I have, and Jill probably has it for making your own soap. So make sure that you have the bucket with the plunger and the lid so that you can wash your clothes.
I love that. It's great on campouts.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I've never
you-
tried it. I've never.
You wash your clothes in it and with that plunger thing, works better than a washing machine, but it just takes more muscle.
More muscle.
We need to
Maybe the
have
kids can do
a
it.
preparedness camp out together and try all these fun things.
That would be fun.
So toilet paper is next on the list, and we were talking earlier about what did they do, you know, back in the day without toilet paper. It was invented in the 1800s. So what did they use? They used what they had, and that's what we'll do, but newspaper and phone books come in really handy. You can cut the phone book in half. It's still glued on one side, so you just rip a sheet off and you're good. Rags, you can never have enough rags. You can serge around the edges so they last longer. T-shirt, you know, all the t-shirt material that we wear, they make great rags. Bidet, have a bidet kit. I had a cute little one that I had, but it's stored away. It's in a little, put it in a little, get a little spray bottle of water, you put water in it, and flannel, like a double-sided flannel, like put two pieces of flannel together and serge. Put those in a little baggie with your little water bottle, and you've got a bidet. You can clean your baby's hiney with it, you know, faster. You can keep yourself cleaner faster and not use so much paper. It's a good thing to have.
That'd be a fun activity to do together. Have a bidet day and make our own bidets.
Let's do it. Store disposable diapers, but you won't be able to store so many, so cloth diapers, have those in hand, but plastic pants and pins and diaper liners are good to have. There is a no diaper alternative. And what, if you think about it, what did they do? They didn't always have a lot of cloth and things to use. What did they do? What did the Indians do? What? Think about it. There is an alternative, and if you can look it up online, what is it called online? Natural infant hygiene. Look it up. What you do is, the Eskimo mothers would put their baby in their clothes, and they would instinctively know when their baby had to go. We all kind of knew when ours had to go, you know, their face turns red, they start grunting, they wiggle and stuff, so they just take them out of their clothes and let them go. What a way to go. Feminine hygiene, we can, there are apparatuses for urinating that, so that you can keep your urine, because you'll find out in the next class, you keep your urine and your fecal matter separate. So women can really use one of those. I have one, but I've never tried it. And there is, it's good for bedridden people. And then with the monthly cycle, look, Google how to make homemade, you know, cloth napkins. You might want to have those on hand. Rubber gloves, some people are allergic to latex, so watch out for that. Rubber boots. Outer clothing like scrubs are nice. If you have to help sick people, you can just take it off and you'll have your clothes and won't have to worry about
It's a good idea. Scrubs.
germs. Mosquitoes, they spread a number of diseases. So have netting, repellents, vitamin B and peppermint essential oil. It's really good for keeping the bugs away, those mosquitoes. Masks, it's nice to have some masks with what you're dealing with, you never know. You might be really helping some really sick people and you don't wanna get sick. So you might need to get the one that carbon, what is it called? Carbon antimicrobial N95. Those are the ones you need. So, let's see.
Are you gonna be passing out copies of your notes?
I don't, no, I don't. Take notes, but I think it's too late now. So, things you need and things you need to save. We'll be going over this again at the next one, at least a lot of it.
I'm recording it too, Linnea.
Oh,
And then we'll have copies. We could make copies.
So, things you need and things you need to save. Now, I've mentioned some of these, but I'll go over a few of them again. Wash tubs are something that you are gonna want. Not just your laundry bucket, but wash tubs, because you can wash things in them, like your dishes, like your children, like yourselves. Use them for carrying things. You'll find out in the next class that when you have to remove a big grocery, plastic bag, I should say, of fecal matter, you don't wanna carry it through your house, you know, because it could have a hole in it. So you put it in a bucket or a wash tub and you carry it out to where you're going to put it. We'll talk about that next time. It's gonna be very informative. So, buckets are kind of like wash tubs. They're important. You're gonna be carrying rocks and things in them and removing this and that, and you're gonna need them. Carrying water. Mops, you should have a mop, and the rag type is most durable. You have to think too. We can't really depend on our Swifters at that time, right? So we have to think of what'll last and be useful. Rags, and more rags. Like I said before, you can't have enough. You'll never have enough. Spray bottles are good to have. Plastic bags in different sizes. And lots of plastic grocery bags. We learned from our Safe Harbor Alliance seminar that you can weave them and crochet them. You can weave them into rope, crochet them into clothes, coverings for your feet. And you can also isolate nasty things like a really bad diaper or a problem that, like maybe a small dead animal or something that you have to get rid of and you don't want to touch and that type of thing. Just to remember, we're trying to keep disease away from our community. So, in the storage I have my box that I brought, and it's a box like an Avon size box. You get your Avon products in, and it has a hole in it that I cut out. You can put like 1,000 bags in that thing because they're so lightweight, and you just pull it out like you do a diaper wipe. You pull it out, and the next one will come out. It's real nice and easy that way. So, before we open it up for questions, I thought I'd say that when you're planning, plan for your neighbors, because some of your neighbors won't have the storage space, like they might live in an apartment, or one family might have had a setback and another family moved in and now they're overloaded and need help too. So if you have bottles, bags, cans, sticks, plastic containers, save those. Save and recycle by holding on to them. And if you have a home and you have a garage, you can store things like that in there, and you don't have to use money for that for your neighbor. You've got it, and they'll be able to help their family out with those needs and separating their water. And you just can't imagine how important all these things become when you can't use what you have in your home. If you look back to ancient times, they used sticks for a lot of things. They used, ceramic containers for things, and they didn't have all the wonderful things that we have today. We're lucky we have plastic products today to help us with something like this. So anyway, think of your neighbors, and any questions?
No, but that was awesome. Awesome.
Okay, are you guys coming to the next one?
Yes.
Yes.
And that's gonna be
Yes.
when? Do we know when that is?
Well, like
next week.
We have it, no, we have it planned for May 3rd, because we already have somebody for next Wednesday, and she's gonna be great too. Let me turn this off. Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome.